Dubai has become known as a safe haven for the world's rich and elite. This modern, sprawling city in the heart of the desert has attracted Western investors and professionals with its tax-free income and an unwavering promise of geopolitical stability. It has become a target of Iranian missile and drone attacks. This sudden war has created a deep sense of panic and a crisis of confidence among expatriates living in Dubai. They are now realizing that Dubai's claim to be geopolitically neutral is nothing more than a marketing ploy or a hoax. The U.S. military presence at Al Dhafar base in the UAE and the improved relations with Israel through the Abraham Accords have made Dubai a de facto active military alliance. As a result, Dubai is no longer a safe haven on the Iranian counterattack list. The U.S. military presence at Al Dhafar base in the UAE and the improved relations with Israel through the Abraham Accords have made Dubai a de facto active military alliance. As a result, Dubai is no longer a safe haven on the Iranian counterattack list. It has not. Rather, it has become a direct battlefield. Due to the severity of the situation, Dubai has now become an almost deserted island isolated from the world. With the closure of airspace and the damage to logistics infrastructure, Dubai's commercial and tourism-dependent economy has come to a standstill. Even after the war ends, Dubai will have to bear the brunt of the. This episode will discuss how and why the context of this war has put Dubai's future existence at risk. The tourism sector, one of the main pillars of Dubai's economy, is now facing a deep existential crisis. The city, which attracts millions of tourists every year, where there used to be about $30 billion in revenue, there is now only emptiness. In the space of just a week after the attacks, more than 80,000 hotel bookings in Dubai were canceled. Dubai's luxury hotels were about 80% full in February. There are now. The occupancy rate has fallen below 20%. Even hotels along the coast and in the city center are barely occupied. Beaches that used to attract thousands of tourists are now almost deserted. Iconic establishments like the Burj Al Arab and the Fairmont Hotel on the Palm Jumeirah have been attacked. Tourists are convinced that Dubai is no longer a safe haven. Even the 5,000 social media influencers who used to promote Dubai's splendor around the world are now fleeing the country due to lack of safety. The impact of this disaster is also destroying Dubai's nightlife and service sector. Tourists are now turning to destinations like Singapore or Hong Kong as alternatives to Dubai. Drone and missile attacks on Dubai International Airport, one of the world's busiest and main transit points, have brought airspace to a virtual standstill. The lack of security has led to more than 37,000 flights have been canceled, including an unprecedented 3,150 cancellations in just one day. Emirates Airlines, Dubai's pride and one of the engines of the economy, is currently operating only 60% of its normal flight schedule. This huge. Millions of tourists and expatriate workers are stranded due to flight cancellations. Music Dubai has established itself around the world as a place where investments are completely safe. But for the first time in Dubai's history, its cloud data has been affected by a war. The center has been directly affected. As a result, traders working between Dubai and Singapore have faced obstacles in moving large amounts of funds. This situation has instilled fear in the minds of investors that during the crisis, Dubai's economy could completely come to a standstill. One of the biggest drivers of Dubai's economy, the luxury housing sector or real estate, is now facing a major crisis. Even before the attacks, Dubai's properties were being characterized as one of the world's largest real estate bubbles. As a result of the war, that bubble has now burst in luxury. Apartment prices have fallen by 20 to 30% in an instant. Investors are now trying to raise quick cash by selling their assets at a low price, fearing another attack. Many international banks, such as Goldman Sachs and Citigroup, and commercial buildings are now almost deserted as international companies evacuate their employees from their offices. Wealthy individuals losing faith in Dubai are rapidly withdrawing their billions of dollars in funds. Wealth managers in Singapore say they have received the number of clients has increased manifold, who are looking to move their billions of dollars out of Dubai. Investors are now choosing Singapore because it offers tax benefits like Dubai but is geographically much safer from direct war risks. In addition, many investors. Someone is choosing Hong Kong or Switzerland because of their permanent neutrality and strong banking infrastructure. The massive capital outflow from Dubai is not just a temporary scare but a permanent threat to Dubai's economic existence. Dubai's logistics infrastructure is not just a commercial system but also serves as the economic connective tissue of the entire emirate. Attacks and fires at key maritime terminals like Jebel Ali Port have left this system in a state of utter disarray. Jebel Ali Port. Products from many companies around the world are now stuck in Dubai's warehouses, bringing international trade to a virtual standstill. Food security has become a major concern for Dubai, with the United Arab Emirates importing nearly 90% of its food. Dubai was largely dependent on Iran for imports, especially perishable goods like fresh vegetables and fruits. Iran has indefinitely banned all food exports from the emirate in the wake of the current war. As a result, the market is short of essential goods. There is a fear of a severe shortage of goods, although it is being officially reported that 4 to 6 months of food is still in stock. However, experts believe that this is not a permanent solution. Rather, it is just an attempt to prevent the crisis for a certain period of time. The supply chain has been completely disrupted by the incredible drop in cargo shipping through the vital Strait of Hormuz. The current standstill is crippling Dubai's economy, as 20% of the world's oil and the vast majority of the region's imports travel through this route. It's suffocating. This logistics disaster is not only driving up commodity prices, but is also undermining long-term investor confidence. At the same time, food and logistics security are making Dubai's struggle to survive as a global hub more difficult and complicated. Music. For decades, Dubai has established itself as the world's center of talent and capital, but just a few days of war have put that achievement at risk. Because for foreigners, the value of life security and mental stability is much higher than the lure of tax-free income. Dubai's. The education, health, and technology sectors are now facing a major staffing shortage. Foreign doctors, engineers, and IT experts working in Dubai are rapidly leaving the country. A large portion of these skilled professionals are from Western countries. They are attracted by Dubai's luxurious lifestyle and career opportunities. They came for development, but the sirens of war and the deafening sound of missiles destroying their lives have disrupted their lives, leaving schools, clinics, and large companies suddenly facing a manpower shortage. The social fabric of Dubai was very solid even before the war. Weak, because about 89% of Dubai's population is foreign, and this huge number of foreign residents has no chance of getting citizenship. Dubai was built on a system where people come just to work and earn money, but they have no permanent rights here. Or roots are not formed. When the lure of tax-free income fades in the face of the threat of war, there is no compelling reason for this large foreign population to stay in Dubai. Foreigners have realized that in a city where they have no security of life and where they will never be able to become citizens. No, risking your life there is extreme